In 1974, something truly horrifying happened in a quiet town in Amityville, New York. 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. walked into his family's home and shot 6 of his family members in their sleep. He later claimed voices told him to do it. 1 year later, the Lutz family moved into that same house. George, Kathy, and their 3 kids. But they lasted only 28 days. They claimed to witness terrifying paranormal activity, strange, unexplainable odors, cold spots and green slime oozing from walls, doors opening by themselves, disembodied voices, and red glowing eyes staring at them from the dark. George woke up every night at exactly 3:15 a.m., the time of the original murders. Eventually, they fled the house, leaving everything behind. The case was later investigated by famous demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. Their conclusion? A dark, malevolent presence lived there. Not a ghost, but a demonic force. The terrifying events became known as the Amityville Horror. Would you spend a single night in this house? In 2013, a family from Texas began hearing strange whispers coming from their daughter's bedroom. At first, they thought it was just the house settling, or the imagination of a child. But their daughter insisted. Every night, the porcelain doll on her shelf whispered to her. To prove it wrong, the father installed a night vision camera in the room. What they saw chilled them to the bone. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the doll's head moved, slowly, deliberately. Then a faint whisper filled the room, a voice, not the child's, saying her name. The next morning, the doll was lying on the floor. No one had entered the room. The door had stayed closed all night. Terrified, the family left the house that same day. They never returned. And the doll, it's still there. In 2017, a woman living alone in Seattle began hearing strange scratching noises coming from inside her walls. At first, she thought it was rats. Then things started to go missing. Food, clothes, even her toothbrush. One night, she came home and found a note on her kitchen counter that she didn't write. Frightened, she set up a hidden camera before leaving for work. What it recorded was horrifying. A man, covered in filth, crawled out from the ceiling vent, walked around her house, ate her food, tried on her clothes, then climbed back into the crawl space above her bedroom. He had been living there for weeks. Police found a sleeping bag, food wrappers, and a knife in the attic. She never heard him again. In 2013, a couple bought an old Victorian house in upstate New York to renovate it. One afternoon, while removing wallpaper in the hallway, they discovered a hidden door behind a fake wall. It wasn't on the blueprints. Inside was a narrow staircase leading down. At the bottom, a small concrete room. No windows, no lights, just a dirty mattress and a single child's shoe. The air was damp. The walls were covered in deep scratch marks. They called the police. Days later, an officer returned to tell them that the room was never part of the house's original structure. It had been added, quietly, decades ago. No one knows who built it,